All right. What up, everybody? Hope y'all out there having a blessed and wonderful day. As always, remember two things. It's a good day to be alive, but an even better day to be great. So get up and get to the grind, whatever that may be for you. Today, we got two special guests that we're going to be doing on the live shot coming up here in a little bit less than 30 minutes. We got Cody Durden, who's the number 15 flyweight in the world, fights for the UFC. And then we also have Janae Harding, who's going to be joining us. She fights for Bellator featherweight. Her nickname is Hollow Point, and we've had a lot of good nicknames and bad nicknames for fighters, but Hollow Point is an absolutely fire name. So maybe we get a chance to ask her on how she came up with the name, as well as one of her merchandise, one of her shirts. She has a saying on the shirt. It says, but if it was just a dream, and then it's like, I'm not going to finish her saying for her. I'm going to let her finish the saying so we can get a live viewing on what her thoughts was and how she came up with the saying, and maybe some memorabilia. For everybody here in the Instagram live, I'm only going to be going live for a couple minutes. If you go on my story, you can check out the link to join the live shop where we'll have guest Cody Durden as well as Janae Harding. They'll be showing you their memorabilia. So maybe you get some holiday memorabilia, some signed gear for some top fighters in the world fighting for UFC as well as Bellator. So y'all make sure y'all tune in and get ready because the live shop is going to be going. As for right now, I'm just going to be giving y'all some little bit of updates, and I also have a live watch party for free that you can join. The link will be in my bio. I have to update it. So the link will be in my bio, and it will be for the Colby Covington Leon Edwards fight. Who do you guys have? I'm going to post a pretty dope promo I made on Monday, and then I want y'all to comment the USA flag or the UK flag for your what up, brother? For your picks for the fight, and maybe we'll do some giveaways, some live merch, and I'll also be trying to figure out what kind of memorabilia I want to do for this upcoming title fight that I have for UFL 4. So it got postponed. It was supposed to be December 15th, but it got moved to the end of January, early February. So we have a little bit more time to prepare. So we will be doing that. And then getting ready for the championship fight and maybe see what kind of memorabilia y'all would like to see from me. Maybe some signed autographed gloves or pictures or posters. What is it that you guys would like to see? Let me know. That way I can go ahead and put it out for you guys. All right. So I wanted to talk about that as well as not just the upcoming UFC 296 with Colby Covington and Leon Edwards, not just the picks there, but also some speculations on when do y'all think Conor McGregor's coming back? We got a couple things in the works. USADA is leaving the UFC, so they'll be moving on to a different drug testing protocol, I guess, so to speak. What does that mean for Conor McGregor? Because we obviously know that Conor is on the juice. He's not hiding it. But after listening to Joe Rogan, it kind of made some sense. It's like after he suffered a really, really bad leg injury, your body doesn't heal the same way it did before. So those things can also help speed up the healing process as far as increasing his testosterone and his ability to rehab and get strength in the area around that broken shin bone, that broken tib that he had in the fight against Dustin Poirier. So we know that him and Michael Chandler were scheduled to fight, but he wouldn't make the deadline for the USADA, the drug testing pool. But now the UFC is getting rid of USADA. So now Conor McGregor will be back in the whatever the new protocol testing pool. I guess it's all just speculation right now. But it makes us wonder. We got UFC 296 this weekend. Then we're going to have UFC 297, Strickland versus Duplessis. What are your thoughts on that? Then we're going to have Volk versus Poirier. And then O'Malley versus Chito Vera. So that's 297, 298, 299. Do you think Conor McGregor makes his comeback on UFC 300? Major event. How do you guys think it's gonna go? And yeah, I'd like to get you guys' thoughts on it and figure out where we're gonna go from there. So yeah, there are a lot of things in the works. And I just want some kind of feedback. So give me some feedback, give me some questions. And let me see, are you watching the Devin Haney versus Ridges? I am probably going to watch that fight. I am a boxing fan. I am still a boxing fan. I've always grew up watching boxing, and I think that'll be a good fight. I just started watching this Regis guy, so I didn't know a lot about him, but I just watched some highlights from him the other day. Seems to be a very unorthodox, aggressive counter striker, really good head movement, and we know Devin Haney's a technician, so we'll see how that plays out, and we can kind of go from there. I don't have any like skin in the game in boxing. I just watch boxing for entertaining fights and watching the best fight the best. But I will be watching that fight. I got to figure out the date again. I got to just get the date on that fight, and then we can figure out when we will be watching that. But yeah, let's see. Boom. What other questions do we have? Everybody in the IG chat, just click the link in my bio, and you could jump into the million stream. We're going to be getting started here shortly. What are your thoughts on the oh, that's tonight? Yeah, I can watch it tonight. I'm gonna stream that tonight. What up? What up? Congrats, Joel. Got the dub yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't able to watch all the NFC fights, but I know my boy went out there and did work as he always does. And Joel, look, I'm gonna have Cody on this live shop event for millions. I'm gonna be doing a little interview with Cody. It's always cool to do an interview with someone you train with, because you can get like some behind the scenes questions going in as well. And he's the number 15th ranked flyweight in the world for the UFC. So maybe we ask him what's going on next, so about his memorabilia, and that last fight where it looks like his arm was about to just absolutely be destroyed, and he held out of that arm bar for who knows how long. And afterwards, he just said, "Man, there ain't no quitting me." And that was just kind of a testament to who he is as a fighter. And then at the end, you got the ref holding him back with the dude bleeding on the floor, and Cody Durden's got his hands out in his face, like, playing the heel, playing the bad guy. But I love it, man. You gotta have a little bit of both in the fight game. So that's always good. And then we're gonna talk with Janae Harding, Miss Hollow Point herself. And like I said, if you haven't heard me say it once or twice, that is a fire nickname. Let me know some of you guys' top fighter nicknames. Like, who are some of the best nicknames in fighting? I think Stylebender's a cool one. Anderson Spider Silver is a good one. But Hollow Point, that's a dope ass name. So if y'all got any firefighter nicknames, or you know any, drop them in the comment section below. All right. But hey, Koki, what's up, brother? We got a live shop. I'm now playing host, not just fighter, but host. And I'll be hosting two of the top fighters in the world, one for the UFC and one for Bellator. And they will be joining us shortly. So, yeah, get ready. Also, drop any talking points that you guys would like to go over. We got the live watch party this weekend with Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that Colby Covington's style is just going to be too grueling for Leon Edwards? Because we know that he's a pressure fighter. He will do whatever it takes to get it to the ground. And when he does get it to the ground, he normally drowns people. If he doesn't submit them or get them, by ground and pound, he'll just use his wrestling to control and wear and tear and tire you out. But we know Leon Edwards, as a champion, proved that he can stop the takedowns against Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman is the only one that has been able to really impose his will or convincingly beat Colby Covington. And we know that the MMA math isn't always mathing, but you have to kind of speculate. Like, Usman was the only one to really decisively beat Covington in a very decisive manner. And then Leon Edwards beat Usman twice. So now you got to go back and think and say, okay, well, is the MMA math going to work? To say, okay, well, Usman beat Covington and Leon beat Usman, so Leon's going to beat Covington. It doesn't work like that in MMA. It says Leon can whop that head and keep Colby off of him. If that's a big if. When you're fighting a wrestler, someone with that high level wrestling and conditioning and just pushes that pace, it's a hard thing to just keep them off of you for that long. Like, it's going to be a championship fight. That's 5 rounds. And every round that you're down there getting drowned makes the next round that much harder to not get drowned. Okay. So I think it's a big thing where we know that styles make fights. And just because A beat B doesn't mean that B is going to beat C. And I think that's how it's going to go with Leon Edwards and Colby Covington. I am kind of curious because like Leon Edwards has always been a little bit of the underdog, and even as the champ, we thought that Usman might come back and beat him again. And it's like, man, does he keep using that fuel and motivation? And does being a champion give you that extra boost that is needed in order to overcome whatever wrestling or grappling deficit? And don't get it wrong, it's not that Leon can't grapple. Remember, he took Kamaru Usman down in that first fight that they had. If I'm not mistaken, it was a double body lock, and then he just hit the outside trip, and he had Kamaru Usman mounted at the end of the round one. So it's not that the guys in the UFC are just grapplers versus strikers, but there are levels to this. Colby Covington has been wrestling his whole entire life. There's a huge gap between his grappling, his level of grappling, and Leon Edwards' level of grappling. So we know that Leon can grapple, but not at the level that Covington can grapple. And we've seen Covington just absolutely dog people in there. Is he going to do that to Leon Edwards? I don't know. Leon Edwards' takedown defense also looked really good in that second fight against Kamaru Usman. He's had nothing but time to continue to work on it as a champion. In the words of Joe Rogan, they're not mine. I never thought about it that way, but he said psychologically something happens to champions, to guys when they get the championship belt. They get a boost. It's like a mental boost of confidence of like you get 20 or 30% better just by being a champ because you have this confidence of being the best in the world. Most champions let that belt elevate them. So what's up? Most champions let that belt elevate them and take them to the next level, and we'll be able to do that against Colby Covington. Or is that belt coming back to the United States? Like I said, it's so many ifs in MMA because it's mixed martial arts. It's not just one art. So it's going to be freaking dope. I can't wait. And y'all make sure to tune in next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday for the live watch party. It will be free. It will be probably some holiday giveaways. So y'all tune in, stay tuned, and we will get to it. In about 15 short minutes, we will have Cody Durden on here, and I'm going to see maybe if he wants to hop in a little bit early and we can get straight to it. Y'all want to go ahead and see if we can jump right into it? Let's see. Oh, it's really bright. Let's jump right into it and see if we can get Cody Durden in here. All right, so let's do that. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right. I just hit up Cody. Let's see if he's ready to jump in. If he's ready to jump in, then we'll go ahead and get it done. But what any other talking points that we have on the horizon? I think the biggest one is going to be this UFC 300 with Conor McGregor. There's so many things that has to happen before you even get to the fight that it makes you kind of wonder, and it makes you think like, all right, well, if he is going to make his return, everybody's going to have their speculations of the matchup of him versus Chandler and who's going to win the fight, blah, 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 Vegas odds, all that. Where is it going to be? All these things. We know that that's going to be its own kind of like madness there, but we would like to figure out how is he going to get there? Like, you got to enter back into the drug testing pool. What weight is it going to be at? Because Conor McGregor looks absolutely huge right now. The dude just looks jacked. Also, being jacked does not is not equivalent to being a better fighter. That's not how fighting works. Fighting's about being a technician. It's about timing. And Conor McGregor's style is not a grueling style. He is a counter striker, a counter grappler. He uses grappling to stay standing so he can use his counter timing in order to fight. And he's going to come back in and fight absolute savage in Michael Chandler, and you're going to need timing to try and catch Chandler. And like, you haven't been in fighting for a while, you kind of lose that time. And you can be training, but there's nothing like a fight. And when you're inactive for a while and then you put on all this weight and muscle and strength and all that stuff is good, but it's a benefit to technique and timing. And if you're strong but you can't last very long because you gas out, isn't going to be good. And if you're strong but now your timing is off because you're not used to moving and punching and kicking with this additional 20, 30, 40 plus pounds that he could be carrying around, it's going to be way different. So it's like, there's so many factors to the fight, and there's a whole nother like gray area before getting to the fight with the whole USADA leaving and the drug testing and which card will he fight on. But we know UFC 300 is going to be massive. They always do big things for their shows, and we want to figure out basically, is he going to be UFC 300 that he returns? So instead of talking about stuff where we speculate, how about the stuff that we know's in order? We have UFC 296, obviously Colby versus Leon. Then we have UFC 297, Strickland versus Duplessis, which I am really excited about because they both have different awkward striking styles. It's going to be absolutely nuts. Duplessis said that he was going to beat Izzy, and then Strickland stepped in and he beat Izzy. And now we have two awkward style strikers, guys that are going to stand up and I believe bang. But, this is MMA. You never know. Who do you have in that fight? Then we have Volk versus Topuria. Volk just came back he'll be coming back off of a devastating loss. We all know that Volk is the 145 GOAT. He is on the Mount Rushmore of 145 GOATs, greatest of all time. He's cleaned out the division, hasn't lost to anybody at 145, and who knows how many years since he has had the belt, since he has beat the other GOAT, Max Holloway, for the belt. And then he moves up to 55, has a controversial loss versus Islam Makhachev. And then after that controversial loss, he fights him again. And after he fights him again, then he gets KO'd. And I think no matter who you wanted to win that fight, it was hard watching him get KO'd. He took the fight on short notice, like 19 days. And to fight a guy like Islam, after an injury, coming off the couch for 19 days, that's like probably not the best idea, but that's what makes the greats the greats. Because if he would have took that fight and won, we would have been saying the exact opposite. The guy is a savage. He beat him after 19 days coming off the couch, or 18 days, whatever the amount was. It was short notice time. And then the wrist didn't work out in his favor. Now he goes back down to the 45 division where he absolutely cleaned out. And Topuria is a hell of a matchup for him. But do you think after that loss, Volk bounces back, or do you think that loss kind of gives Topuria a boost? I believe in Volk's mindset, the cranium. Y'all see his little chrome dome. It ain't little. Y'all see his big old chrome dome. I call him the Mega Mind head, man. That dude's mental toughness is absolutely just on another level. So, yeah, I think that'll probably be one of the more intriguing fights of the next next four big UFC events before we even get into that's Cody Durden. He said he's going to be jumping on. So before we even get to the UFC 300 speculations. So that's going to be crazy. You got Volk versus Topuria, and then we got O'Malley versus Chito Vera. O'Malley legit said he doesn't even count that loss against Chito Vera as a loss. Like, the delusion is amazing, but you gotta love it, because this is how champions become champions. When no one believes in them, they have this self-belief, this self-promoting belief that no matter if other people don't believe in them and they believe in themselves, that pushes them to the next level. He's like, yeah, he kind of hit me on the perennial nerve. I had drop foot. And then, if it wasn't for that, he landed some ground and pound. They stopped the fight. It's like, you can't really say if it wasn't for that, because he hit that nerve on your foot. It wasn't like by chance he threw the kick, or if it was by chance, like these are the chances we take. We can also go back to a fight early in O'Malley's career where he fought Sokum. I don't want to mess up the gentleman's name. I think it's a Thai guy, but O'Malley like broke his foot or broke his ankle or something in the fight and couldn't stand. And the Sokum Tao, I think is the guy's name. The guy like came into O'Malley and let him like grapple on the ground when if he would have just stood up and backed away and O'Malley couldn't stand, the fight would have been over. And it's like we can't just like discredit a loss because of something that happened in there. It's on your record, but to have that belief, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, he ain't gonna do that now. He has leveled up immensely. Like, Chito Vera has leveled up immensely, and yeah, it's just absolutely I just love it. I love the level of delusion because somebody tells you, yo, you can't be the best in the world. You can't do this. He's like, I didn't even lose. I don't even consider that a loss. I was beating him until that happened. And then now they're going to fight again. And Chito Vera is going to have all this like underdog mentality. He is already a vicious opponent. And then you have O'Malley with the style points who's going to probably be in there getting ready to outstrike him. And it's going to be madness. I can't wait. The UFC does such a great job at putting their cards together, and it's just amazing. So Cody Durden said he's in the backstage. We're about to go ahead and get him in here. All right, let's see. See if I can get him connected. All right, let's see. All right. I'm going to get the team to get Cody in there. That was loud. Boom, boom. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see if this works. All right. Okay. All right. We're seeing if this live shop link works. All right. Appreciate everyone's patience. We're going to try and go ahead and get Cody in the chat. Let's see. I'm going to check to see if I can get him in this chat. All right, we are working at getting Cody in here for the live shot. We are working at it. Hold for 1 second.
Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yo.
Will that cut the stream off? All right.
Can you see me? Yo.
All right. Let's try and figure it out. All right. All right.
Yo.
Like I said, I apologize, everyone. We are trying to get Cody in here, having some minor technical difficulties getting connected, but we will get that situated as soon as possible.
Yo. Can you see me? Yo. Yo. Can you not see me?
See me?
Yeah, it's not
Alright,
working.
trying to see what's going on. Hello? So let's do the same process as the last time. So go back out of the stream without finishing it. Like go back to your streams and